Good evening to everybody. I am Suela Lala from Albania. I am the Executive Director of Together Foundation, Fondazioni së Bashku in Albania, which is an organization of persons with disabilities in my country. The situation with the coronavirus in Albania is similar to that of the other Balkan countries. From the period of March to June, we were in lockdown, and therefore cases were scarce, and also the death toll was quite low because of the quite restrictive measures that they took since the beginning. With the reopening in June, the situation has worsened, and we are now every day reaching new peaks of cases and death tolls. So now it's at its worst, and it's probably going to be even worse than now. There have been problems with this pandemic crisis in regard to respecting the rights of persons with disabilities from the beginning. In the first month, the bulletin of the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare on the coronavirus, which was a daily one, was not given in sign language, and nor was any interpretation in sign language of any other important public announcement from institutions. After a couple of months and after campaign that went viral through internet, they started to give this bulletin in sign language for persons with hearing disabilities. However, probably because of no resources or for their own reasons, since a few months the bulletin is not interpreted in sign language again. And also there are no formats, easy to read and easy to understand formats for persons with intellectual disabilities, which leaves them excluded from vital and crucial information. Another issue that persons with disabilities and their families are facing, during this time, is that the government or the institutions are not covering or are not supporting us with protective equipment like face masks, etc. So far we have to buy them for ourselves and for our personal assistants. At the same time, because of the situation and because of fear of contagion from exposure, because of of the need for assistance to different people, we have lost many of our network of supporters and friends that make up for the support that we should be giving from personal assistance, which is not enough and not sufficient. So many of us are left isolated and not receiving proper support. There is no proper data as to persons with disabilities who have encountered the virus and have become sick, and therefore we cannot give you an idea on that. But we know for sure that there are no reasonable accommodation measures in place in case somebody needs to go to the hospital or needs care. Therefore, the situation is quite at loss. We feel excluded from all the policies and decisions that are being taken. In addition, for example, persons with disabilities after the lockdown have to go and retrieve their disability payments at the post office, while facing overcrowding in the post offices, and therefore being more exposed to contagion, and also facing, as always, a lack of accessibility, which has been always the case and which makes it far worse at these times where people are distanced and not so close and supporting each other. This is more or less the situation in Albania. We are, as an organization, doing a report in order to map all the issues that persons with disabilities are facing, and we will come up with recommendations very soon for the Albanian government. Thank you, and let's stay connected and give each other hope and positivity during these tough times.